I'm wearing a hat because I have hat hair. So moving on quickly, Devious Maze this week. I don't know what to say. I have no reason or purpose to use that thirsty guy gif. Yeah, it's a gif. That's how I say it. I do love the recent focus on Carmen though. She's my favorite. She's like my Samantha. Moving on to America's Next Top Model. Most of the guys are portrayed as dicks. No surprise. But I do love how Justin is not one of them. But I've got to be real. His look is eh. Especially if you compare him to guys from Korea's Next Top Model or China's Next Top Model. China's Next Top Model like just wrapped up the 5th season and it's guys and girls season. And I barely found out about it like last week. It aired in like May and you can find it on YouTube. Crazy, right? But since the height restriction is taken away now, I guess I'm hoping for a lot more hotter Asians. Because you know, like Asians are generally short. I'm one of them. I'm 5'6.5". I have to say I'm 5'7" now. And then I'm on a roll finding new shows to watch. Project Runway came back. And I don't have a favorite yet, but I will say that their contestants are far more interesting than the ones on America's Next Top Model. The ANTM contestants are basically a bunch of clashing similar personalities. Moving on, I started watching Candidly Nicole. As a fan of The Simple Life, I don't know why I didn't watch it sooner. I basically marathoned the first season a couple days ago, and then I watched the first episode of the new season like right now. But yeah, I used to watch The Simple Life religiously and I knew like everything that happened. And now it's like the show itself, it reminds me of My Life on the D-List, which ended. But yeah, the show itself reminds me of My Life on the D-List, so I really, really love it. And then the last show I'm gonna talk about is I Am Kate episode 2. It's kind of funny because the show airs like the day I upload these. So it's been like a whole week since you saw it. I find the irony in watching it is that it's on E and it's so educational. I'm curious about the ratings or the viewership of the show since it's so educational. But hopefully it does good and it helps educate E's audience. But I really do love how the show is not solely focused on Bruce and actually does something for the transgender community. I also love how at the end of the show there's always a help number. It's like the little things that really gets to you. But the show is like so serious, I don't know how to make it lighthearted. So I haven't really been reading comics lately because I've been sweating really hard at the gym. I've also been using different cardio equipment, so sometimes like the iPad is farther away from me. And I'm not exactly a tall, long-limbed person, so I would be like, turn page, double tap to zoom like that. And it's like so hard to read because I'm like blind myself, yeah. Well anyways, I'm babbling. This week I finished issue 8 of Uncanny X-Men. I would say that my favorite part of Uncanny X-Men so far is their focus on magic and how it spans across 4 issues. And basically it shows like her struggles with her broken powers and that Scott and Emma aren't the only ones that had been affected by the Phoenix Force. Magneto too, but he's kind of a douche. But yeah, like her alter ego is revealed. I guess you would say her alter ego. Basically, it's this other part of her that she can't really control, and it's called Darkchild. But yeah, she's like so cool to me that I just love talking about her. She freaking controls Limbo, which is basically hell in X-Men. And freaking like, look at her! And then of course I couldn't record this without reading the latest issue of Midnighter. I'm basically a fanboy now. Can't believe I'm saying that. So yeah, like at the gym last night, I was trying to read the whole issue so I didn't have to read it at home. But then I only went through like half of it and then I read the rest this afternoon. And basically what I love most about Midnighter is that he takes no and then I love how like he does good and then every issue there's like a part that reveals like his romantic, sweet, personal side. And then I just love that so much because it's something that I want. And when I read it, I'm just like, sideballs. It's like you see him sit on top of a roof with a really genuine guy and they're just chilling and talking about each other and genuinely wanting to hear each other's stories. And furthermore, the issue is starting to take a cross into the Grayson comic series, so it's like, oh my gosh, now I need to start reading Grayson. Sadly, I didn't get to finish reading the 3rd issue of Giant Sized Little Marvel, so I can't really like spaz about how cute the drawings are and how humorous it is. But I do love how like the intro song kind of plugs in other Marvel offerings or current ones. It's like such like, I think it's clever marketing, but that's just me. Well anyways, I'm gonna get my stretch in and then head to the gym. See you next week.